Now we'll get into the real process. So what we'll do here is we will run a simple step or a single step of this, and then just to see how these values or the dynamics of how these values get calculated, and then we will do it in a continuous loop. Later on we'll just convert it into functions and do that, but just to get a feel of it, what is happening behind the hood, we'll do this. So the first thing is to define your epsilon value, which is a fixed value. So here the epsilon value is 0.1, which we have fixed. So as we said, the start of the process is generation of a probability number. So we do it with NP random, and we just generate a probability number. Now this probability number is compared with our epsilon value. So here is our decision mechanism. So if the probability is greater than the epsilon value, your action is based on the maximum of your values, which we action mental mode, which is yours, the QTA value which we earlier defined here. So your action which you will select is the maximum of it. So whichever has the maximum of those values will be selected. Now if the probability number is less than this epsilon value, then what happens is we just randomly choose one of those actions. Now we just randomly choose out of 1 to 10, we just randomly choose. So that's your actions which you selected. So based on the probability generation, the random probability generation, we select an action. So that selected action is displayed. So initial value will always be 0. So we will be selecting the first action, because every value is the same. So we will be selecting the first action. Now the next three kind of code blocks is to find out whether the actions which we have pulled or the actions which we have taken is the most optimal or not. So what is the most optimal actions? Whether the value which is generated is the maximum. So here what we do is we look at the reward generation function, which is your ARM calibrated value. So the optimal calibrated value first we calculate, which is the maximum of your reward generation value. So so we find which is the index for the ARM with the maximum amount of reward. So that is your optimal calibrated ARM. Now we find the value of it. What is the value corresponding to that particular ARM? So that is what we find. So ARM calibrated value with the optimal calibrated ARM. So here is the matrix or the list which we have, and here is the index for that. So we get the value for that, which is the largest value of reward for each of those ARMs. Now then we are going to check whether the reward which we got and the actions which we have taken, or the reward which we got is equal to the reward corresponding to the action, with the maximum value. So that is what we are going to check. So if the reward we get is equal to the reward corresponding to the action, maximum value, maximum action corresponding to the value corresponding to the maximum action, then the pull is optimal. If the reward is not the maximum reward which we get, or the maximum reward which we get, then the pull will not be optimal. So since it's the initial values, or everything would be the optimal pull, just for in the subsequent ones you will find that you will not get the optimal values optimal pulls very often. So all these three is only to check whether the arms or whether the pull, the arms selected or the action selected is the most optimal or not. Now, as I said, we generate rewards based on a Gaussian process. So, and we earlier said that we are adopting a non-stationary reward. So we are finding the rewards with a Gaussian distribution based on the value of that particular action which we have taken. So we have 10 arms, and my actions gives you which arm was selected. My actions give you the index of the arm which was selected. An arm calibrated value indexed by that action gives you what was the value of the or the reward value of that arm which we've pulled. So we are generating a Gaussian distribution based on that with a standard deviation of 1, and we just take one reward, so we get a reward. Now, so next what we do is we update. So that's a reward for that process. Next what we do is we update the arm selected count by 1. So here we since this is the first term, we can see that the first of the index has been updated by 1. Next is the most important step, which is getting the current value of value of our action, which is your the current the action mental mode, which is the QTA value and indexed by your action. So you have selected the first arm. So what is the current value of that? Current value we get the current value. Now initially it's all zeros, as you know, and then we also get the number of times that arm was exploited n. And here is the update of your of that QTA or action mental mode for your particular action which has been selected. So as you know, the action which is selected is the first action. So that action or the value, it is the new value of the new estimate is the old estimate plus the step size, which is 1 by n, into the reward which we generated. This is the reward which we generated. Reward minus the current value. So you have got an updated. We have updated the current value of the or the QTA for that particular arm which we have pulled. Now the next is to increment your that Gaussian distribution or the reward generation process. As we told that this is a non-stationary kind of distribution, so we have to update it. So we generate a Gaussian, we find what should the reward process or reward values to be incremented with. So we find the incremented value for all the arms, and then we increment the arm calibrated value with that increment value. So the new value of that of the reward function would be this, the non-stationary reward. Now this keeps on adding up, it keeps on iterating as and when. So this is the characteristics of the non-stationary reward. It keeps on changing as and when. So this is just one of the steps. So similarly for each bandit, for all the 10,000 steps, we continue this process. Now if you want, you can do a second round also to check what we will do next is it's not possible for us to do it manually, so we will create specific functions for each of them and then get that into a continuous loop and then calculate or track all those values next. So now we saw one complete pass of this, in a very manual mode. Now what we'll do is we'll automate this and run this through different iterative loops. So for that we'll just create some functions wherein we'll put those steps which we have already seen into these functions and then run it through the iterative loop. Let's look at the 4. So there are 4 different functions to this. So let us look at those different functions which we will use for creating this process. So the first of these functions is the function to select the action which we are going to take. So we saw that if probability is greater than epsilon, then select the maximum index of actions, or otherwise it's a random choice. So that's the action. That's the process which we are going to do in the first actions. The next process which we are putting is which we are putting in a function is that finding that optimal actions and getting the reward. So all those steps which we have early seen, we've put it in this function. And the third function is to update the value function of your actions, that is the QTA values, which we update using the new estimate is old estimate plus step size into reward minus as the old value, etc. That's steps. So that's updated using the third function. And the last function is to increment the reward distribution using or the non-stationary reward function processes which we discuss. So these are the 4 different functions which we will use in the process.